Hello! I'm starting my gut health talk standing up because I want to do a little live demo for you. I'm talking about gut health this month on Tracy TV. Hi everybody, it's so good to see you. And I want to talk about your gut because when we talk about our gut, people often just think about it being like our stomach because that's where we tend to feel it. We tend to feel it in our gut, but our whole digestive tract. Okay, so this is really interesting. I want you to think about our digestive tract goes from like what we put into our mouths to, what comes out the other side, right? And it's almost like it's not almost like, it's exactly like there is a journey from your mouth to your butt that's inside your body, but it's outside of your body. Does that make sense? So it's inside, but it's separate from all of your organs, all of your other, like everything, all your blood vessels. Your digestive tract is just a tunnel kind of running from beginning to end. So I think that's an important part. And as food goes through your body, different parts of your body do different things. And there are enzymes and the microbiome and all sorts of other things that help break down the food and extract nutrients and then send those nutrients to your different parts of your body. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to work. Our digestive tract is supposed to be food comes in on one side, and then our body is able to digest, absorb, assimilate, transport nutrients, and then whatever we don't need comes out the end. Okay, so this is why gut health is so important. So if anything along the way is compromised, you can be eating and doing all of the right things and you won't get the nutrients. So there's a couple of different places that's going to go. I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about digestive enzymes in my next session. But I will just say that enzymes are super, super important, as are the biotics that we'll talk a little bit more about again today. The biotics that help populate the bacteria that we so desperately need inside our body. So our body is filled with trillions of bacteria that live inside this tunnel from mouth to tush, right? They're living inside there and they need to be balanced and healthy in order for us to be able to get what we need from food. This is why gut health is so important. It's critically important to have inside our body, which is kind of outside of our body, inside our digestive tract. We need these microorganisms, this microbiome, to be healthy, flourishing, and balanced. Okay, so that's why the microbiome is so important. That's why I just want you to understand the whole thing. And so you could have stuff going on with your throat. A lot of people have esophageal stuff that happens. And then there could be stuff in your stomach. There can be stuff in the intestines, all part of it. There are bacteria in all parts of it. There are different bacteria in different parts. Sometimes bacteria settles in the wrong part. And I've got a great talk with my friend Robin on SIBO. So if you want that, I can share that with you. But today we're going to talk about, so that's all just the primer on the gut. Today we're going to talk about leaky gut, okay? And you may have heard about leaky gut. It sounds awful. It kind of is. And I would just assume, I'm just going to say this on the outset, you guys, assume you have a bit of a, sorry, my computer is buzzing. Assume you have a leaky gut of some degree, okay? Because if you live on this planet and you have experienced the same level of pollutants, toxins, additives to foods, if you've ever been on antibiotics, if you've ever been on birth control, if you had to take medication for anything, your gut lining is probably compromised. And here's why. The gut lining is very delicate. It's not that thick. It's not that strong. And I won't go into too much detail on it, but it's got little junctions, all right, that kind of keep, what it does is it keeps the stuff that's supposed to stay inside your gut tract, like your digestive tract. We just talked about it. We want to keep that stuff inside until it's meant to move outside. And so because of lifestyle, all sorts of things, even if you're doing everything right, you guys, it's that gut lining starts to get a little bit permeable. And so what ends up happening is stuff can get out that is not supposed to come out yet. And it will, and when that happens, the body will treat it as a foreign invader, right? And so obviously, as it should. And so it will attack it. And that's why we get a lot of inflammation. It's why there's a lot of food sensitivities, and it can relate with acne and skin health. So many things happen when stuff gets out of the digestive tract that's not supposed to be out yet. And so that's what leaky gut is. And most of us have it to some degree. And that is why actually most people don't feel good when they have gluten, right? And so we talk about people that might have Crohn's, which is a much more significant deterioration of the gut lining. But a lot of people just feel better without a lot of gluten because gluten's protein is small enough to get itself out of that leaky gut. So what do we do about leaky gut? So assuming that we all have some, okay? So there's a couple of things. I'm going to give you kind of my 3 big ones that are super important for gut health, okay? The first one is just lifestyle, and it's why I talk about meditating so much. Mindfulness, reducing your level of stress, and we all walk around, you guys, with like a weird chronic level of just random stress, particularly during these past 12 months, right? Just low level of stress, right? I joke that every time I have to go get a COVID test, it's like a little mini stress trigger for me. It's like a micro trauma, right? We live in this world where like little worries and concerns are like little hits to our gut health. And so stress throws off our hormones. It creates havoc inside the gut. You can feel it. You can literally feel it when you're stressed out. It wreaks havoc in your gut. So reducing your stress and getting more sleep. I'm going to bucket those 2 into number 1, sleep and stress. Okay. If you want some tips on my favorite meditation apps, just message me. I will give you my faves. Okay. The only way to get better at meditating is to just start trying. And if you're saying that you're not good at meditating, nobody's good at meditating. It's like working out, like you just practice it until you get better at it, okay? Okay, so that's the first thing, that's lifestyle. Second is your food intake, right? So I just talked about gluten, reducing anything that has a lot of ingredients that are, that are non-GMO, there's a lot of aggravating foods, and some of those might actually be plant foods. So some people might know this is a whole nother topic, but you might be somebody who needs what they call a low FODMAP diet, FODMAP. There's some foods that are just aggravating to people. And so what you want to do is just reduce foods that are aggravating to you. This is a separate conversation. Again, I can have this conversation with you. Sometimes just eliminating certain foods from your diet for, a couple of weeks and just seeing how you feel is probably one of the best ways to do it. And then just eating more nutrient-rich food, right? The more nutrients, natural nutrients your food has, the better off you're going to be. And so that's the second piece, is just starting to think through your diet, like Diet Coke, get that out of your diet, like that kind of stuff. Get that stuff out of your diet. Also reducing alcohol, obviously smoking, like all of that stuff is like, it's just going to be better for your gut. And the third is to really consider some supplementation. Okay. So there is food. We talked about this in our last one. There is food that helps with fiber, that helps with prebiotics, which is like the fertilizer for those good bacteria. And then probiotics, which can be found in like sauerkraut and kefir and yogurt, probiotic rich foods, kombucha, all of that stuff can help. But I really do think that, if you really want to just take better care of your gut, you want to find some good supplements that are easy to take, that you can take every day. And then the final piece, so that's pro, and then we talked about postbiotics, which kind of helps the whole thing. And then digestive enzymes. I'll do digestive enzymes in another one because it's so important. But it's easy to take a digestive enzyme, and most people feel better because they're enzyme deficient. So those are the supplements that I really love. I have a couple that I really love, and I talked about this on Monday. We have a brand new line. My wellness company has a brand new line called Axis, which helps with the gut-brain connection. And there's our first new product is out, and it's amazing because it gives you the pre, pro, postbiotics all in one scoop that you can pour onto something, or you can put in a smoothie. So it's just a super easy way to do that. So definitely get with me if you want more information on any of this. Again, if you want information on FODMAP, I'm happy to share what I have. I'm not an expert on FODMAP, but I can definitely put you in touch with someone that is. And I'm happy to share the supplements that I use that I love. Okay, so reach out to me. I love you guys. Gut health, it's so important. And it's like one of these like big terms. So I'm hoping that I can just keep breaking it down for you guys. And so you can understand the importance of when you do this, we call it the master switch, but when you do this, everything gets better. Your skin, your energy, your mood, your weight, it even helps with anxiety and depression. There's a lot of great science out there that shows the connection between a healthy gut and basically everything else in your body. It kind of makes sense, right? So I hope this was helpful. Love you guys and have a great, great day.